Okay. I was wondering why we have so many people that are out of faith. Ela emunah. They don't have emunah, faith, emunah. They don't believe. And also, why are we so successful as we should be? And I think that goes hand in hand. Judaism is a religion of love. The first commandment, we spoke about it many times, the first commandment that a young man is commanded is to love God. To understand that God is one and to love God. When he says Shema Israel for the first time, at night, when he becomes bar mitzvah, so he's commanded on love. Then, of course, there is the great mitzvah, ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, and you should love your fellow Jew like you love yourself. In other words, it means that the whole entire Torah, Rabbi Akiva says, is based on the concept of love. So therefore, Judaism is love. But what it really has to do with Emunah? Emunah allows me to realize, to have hope, to have a future. Ahava goreret emunah. Love would cause emunah to come up. I can't believe in God if I don't love God. Ahava goreret emunah. The first mitzvah is not to believe in God. The first mitzvah is to believe that there is one God and to love God. Ve'ahavta is a commandment. When I don't have emunah, I don't believe anymore. So therefore there's no future for me. There's not going to be a bright day tomorrow. There's nothing for me to strive for. There's nothing for me to fight for. There's nothing for me to believe in. I give up. So, as a result of that, you're not going to be successful. Chas v'shalom, God forbid, let's say somebody is in prison, or is held captive, or POW, or facing a very difficult time in his life. What will help you overcome that is love. Let's say you have a wife waiting for you at home, or children that are waiting for you at home. So you love them, and that will give you a belief or a hope that there's going to be a bright day tomorrow, and you're coming closer. Once you gave up hope because you don't love them anymore, because you let go, it's impossible. You're not going to make it. We are not making it because we don't love each other. We don't fulfill ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha. Is both a commandment of love. The whole concept of the Jewish Emunah is on the love of us to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the love that we have to have for each other. But when I don't love you, we can never operate together. If we don't operate together, we fall. We're not successful. You don't talk to me about Mashiach. Mashiach is not coming. Mashiach will come, the redemption, the Geulah will come when we understand why would I love my fellow Jew? Regardless of color. I love my fellow Jew. He's my brother. He's a limb of my limbs. That's when the Geulah comes. That's when redemption comes. That's when success comes. But when you are fighting with each other, you don't love each other. Look at that animosity that is among us nowadays. And I'll tell you that. I tell you that. You know, I don't agree with the whole concept of reform and conservative Jews and all this other thing. But nevertheless, they're Jews. I don't have to agree with them. I don't have to agree with them. And they are wrong for doing what they're doing. But they're Jews and I'm commanded to love them. if a Jew, if a Reformed Jew will come and need, let's say, comes to you a woman rabbi, Reform, one of those burning bras, pink filling dudettes, right? And she needs help. You're not going to help her because she's a Reformed rabbi. Of course you're going to help her. She's a Jew. You got to help her. Your job is to help, not to judge. I don't have to agree with them. And as a matter of fact, I have to reprimand them, to give him tochacha. But I have to help him and I have to love him. You cannot hate a Jew. First of all, as I said to you a million times, you cannot hate anyone. Even more so a Jew. Because ultimately hate and lack of love will affect your emunah. And you cannot consider yourself to be a Jew when you don't have emunah. A Jew has a belief. Let me tell you this. You have a secular guy in Tel Aviv. Okay, I don't know, somewhere in Tel Aviv. Secular. He has a boy. Most Jews will circumcise their boys. He's a secular in a kibbutz. Comes the moel and he puts a kippah like this, like that. Why is he saying that? Why is he saying in the Brit? Amonai melech, Amonai malach, Amonai imloch le'olam, right? Hashem melech, Hashem malach, Hashem imloch le'olam va'ed. He makes a statement. He believes. He doesn't do it for a ritual. He doesn't do it because of some kind of ceremony. He does it because he's a Jew. And he believes in God. At that moment, he believes in God. I don't think we're so far off. If you see a secular Jew that makes a brit to his son, at that moment, he's as close as I can get. Maybe he's even closer to me because I'm religious and I'm doing so because I understand the mitzvot. He's doing so because of a real regesh inside of him, a feeling inside of him that that's what Jews need to do. So maybe at that moment, maybe he's closer to God than I am. I cannot see myself away from a Jew. We're very close to one another. We're so close to one another. And yet we're so far. If you want to have a future, you have to have love. Whether it's in your home, you have to love your wife, you have to love your children, you have to love your neighbors, you have to love your fellow Jew, and you have to love all human beings, because B'Tselem Elokim bara et ha'adam. That we need to understand. We're all creations of God. There are different levels of commitment. As much as I am, first of all, committed to my wife and my children, then I'm committed to my neighbors, then I'm committed to the neighborhood, then I'm committed to the city, I'm committed to my nation, I'm committed to the world. There's a certain level of responsibility. And the same thing with love. You should love all men. You should love all Jews. You should love your family. And ultimately, the top is to love God. So I think we should insist on saying that and spreading the word of love, spreading the word of emunah, and to make people understand that if you want to be called a religious Jew, you cannot have hate living inside of you. It's all about love. Ha'emunah goreret, ahava goreret emunah. Love creates emunah. Without emunah, there's no love. Without love, there's no emunah. Have a great day.